How to heal from narcissistic parents. Were you raised by a narcissist? Am I even qualified to talk about this? Yes, I've gone through narcissistic life school. I had an overt narcissist parent and a covert narcissist step parent. So I went through the ringer and now I have my PhD in narcissism. I am also a rapid transformational therapist and clinical hypnotherapist, so I have a deep understanding how being raised by a narcissistic parent or parents will really affect your subconscious narratives about yourself. The people pleasing, the putting other people's needs ahead of yours, the lack of trust in yourself and decisions, all the things that will carry and follow you into adulthood because of what happened to you when you were younger. The low self-esteem, the lack of a healthy sense of self, the lack of emotional intelligence. It is not your responsibility of what happened to you when you were younger as a child, but as an adult, it is your responsibility to now take charge and heal and recover and overcome these ways of being that were imprinted and instilled within you as a child. Responsibility, the ability to respond to situations, relationships, work. So as parents, narcissists aren't able to validate your emotions as you're a child or to meet your needs of love, validation, care, respect. So you will grow up always putting others' needs ahead of yours, people pleasing, because that is what you were taught. Because a narcissist's self-importance and inflated ego and lack of empathy makes a child feel like they're not good enough, they're not important. Your parent probably also told you a lot like your feelings were wrong and you're wrong to feel the way you were feeling, bringing your emotional intelligence low. Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling upset? I was told not to be sad. I was told I can't be upset. A narcissist parent will make you feel bad for not doing what they want you to do immediately. They won't provide that warmth and that deep connection and love that children really, really need, making you feel on edge and have extreme anxiety. And this will show up as an anxious, insecure attachment in relationships as an adult, with friendships, with loved ones, with partners, even in the work environment. The gaslighting, saying, that's not what happened. I didn't say it like that. Don't be so sensitive. Making you question and doubt, again, your emotions, your experience, making you feel very disconnected about your reality and your intuition. A narcissistic parent has a really great way of lowering your self-esteem and self-confidence because they need to be the admired ones. They need to always be on top, and they will do anything, say anything, elbow anyone to get themselves to their perceived top, even if that means bringing you as their child down. So you grow up as an adult thinking anything you do isn't good enough. Why didn't you get 100% on that test? I got 99, not good enough. And believing and feeling like you're not good enough, you're not gonna feel like you're capable to do anything in your life without them. Creating this codependency relationship as well. Narcissists need codependence. That is how they fuel their deep insecurity. Insecurity within themselves. Believe it or not, even narcissists that seem super confident and boasting about themselves, they're very, very insecure, and they need your attention, admiration, validation to feel good about themselves. A narcissist wants to put on this front in front of others, but then very harshly opinionated and critical behind closed doors. Again, leaving you confused. You had to manage your parents' mood. You had to walk around eggshells, and when they said they needed something, wanted something, you were there right away, or trying to think, what can I say or do to make them happy or manage their mood? So again, taking you away from connecting to yourself, disconnecting from yourself, and trying to connect to others by meeting their needs. That is not your job as an adult. A narcissistic parent will take credit for all of your achievements and successes. Oh, you got that good grade? It's because you got my smarts. You get complimented on how good you look. Oh, you got your good looks from me. Taking away the compliment and the praise that others give you because they want that compliment, they want that praise, right? To keep their ego and their self-esteem up, creating a very low sense of self for yourself. This codependency that narcissists really create and the insecure, anxious attachment style will really make you feel like you're not capable and you're not good enough. It will keep you down, it'll keep you small, it'll keep you in this box, lacking self-belief, self-confidence, and self-esteem. A child doesn't understand that it's a lack within their parent. Narcissist is a personality disorder. The child will always think something is wrong with them. They're not good enough. They're lacking something. And these imprints and conditioning and programming becomes very subconscious, becomes your natural, normal, familiar state. And so no wonder when you're in adulthood, this has been your conditioning and programming and imprinting: indecisive, anxious, people pleaser, always on edge, low self-esteem, disconnected to your intuition, low emotional intelligence, codependent, and that anxious attachment style. Never feeling good enough, super hypercritical on yourself, because this is what you're familiar with growing up. So how to heal and recover from having and growing up and being raised by a narcissist or narcissist. And now, as an adult, you can discern and see it wasn't about you. It wasn't what you were lacking. It was what your parent or parents were lacking. Number one, and these aren't in any order of relevance, they are all really important to work through, to shift, to process, and to integrate. Number one, letting go of resentment. You probably have a lot of resentment for your parent right now, like, wow, you put me through the ringer. You never met my needs. You didn't love me the way I desired to be loved, deserved to be loved. Never let me feel like I was good enough. And yeah, they didn't give you what you did deserve as a child, but you need to have compassion and empathy to understand that narcissists are created. They're not born. So most narcissists, it's because of extreme abuse or lack of their needs being met by their parents. So even look at your grandparents. Is one of them a narcissist? They can't give you what they don't have within themselves. They can't give you the love because they don't have love for themselves. They can't meet your needs and build up your confidence because they don't have their confidence build up within them, and they need everyone else to meet their needs of love, attention, validation. Whereas someone who's not a narcissist, even if you're codependent, you can meet your own needs. You can connect to yourself. You can get internal validation. You can feel the self-love and you can give love. You can establish that healthy sense of self and build up confidence and self-belief. Narcissists can't, and that's actually really, really sad. So we can start to let go of the resentment that we hold for them because it'll just keep you bitter. So how can you start to release the resentment? Because your subconscious doesn't understand the difference between real or imaginary, have an imaginary conversation with your parent. Because most narcissists, they're not really going to hear what you have to say. So it's honestly going to be less impactful if you have the face-to-face conversation. Of course, if you feel called and pulled to have that face-to-face conversation, you can. But when you're imagining it in your mind, you get to control the conversation, right? You get to have the words in. Most narcissists are not going to let you have a word in. They're going to deny what they did to you, deny your reality, and it's just going to keep sending you back. So closing your eyes and do this when you can be in a quiet space and just imagine your parents sitting in your kitchen table, or maybe you don't even want them in your house. You just meet at a park and sit on a bench and you tell them, swear at them if you have to, like, F you, how dare you, how could you? And like let out the anger, let out the bitter, let out the rage, outrage, let it out so it doesn't come out onto people that you really love who love you back. And have that conversation with them. You denied this when you did this to me. You never let me feel like I was good enough. I am good enough. 99% on a test is good enough. And I get my smarts from me because I'm inherently, innately smart. Like, what do you need to say to them to let go of resentment? And you might find you have to do this conversation a few times so you can get to the point and be like, I feel really sorry for you. You're never gonna experience what real love feels like. You're never gonna feel worthy, and that's really, really sad. It's really, really powerful. You might find you wanna write them a letter and then even burn it because there's no need to hold on to that energy. Number two, understanding the phenomenon of post-traumatic growth. Being raised by a narcissistic parent and the trauma that comes along with that, the bounce back from that, the post-traumatic growth, the lessons, the understandings, the insights that you've gained from going through what you went through. I mean, personally for myself, like, I feel like I can smell a narcissist. I'm so good at understanding their energy games. Even if someone is saying something, I can just feel like, that does not match up, because that's what covert narcissists do. They're like, oh, compliment you and say all the things you want to hear, but it's like, you can't manipulate me. So you're no longer easily manipulated. Declare the bounce back, that this drop, it's not a dark hole that you're going down in. It's like a trampoline instead to bounce you up, to soar you to higher heights. Every narcissistic relationship I've had, and I've had from best friends to business partners to boyfriends, every relationship I've soared because of them. And yeah, they suck when you're overcoming them and they suck when you're ending them, but the sucky part doesn't last. Number three, Establishing that healthy sense of self, really boosting your self-belief and self-confidence. Mirror work is so powerful for this because you need to shift your self-identity and self-concept. So write down things that you wish your parents did say to you, things that you wish you did believe as a child, things that you want to believe now. I am capable. I am enough. I am worthy. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of abundance. I'm worthy of a great, incredible life just for being me. Most codependent children, which usually what happens when we have a narcissistic parent, you don't believe you're capable. You don't believe you're good enough. You fear rejection. You're afraid to be judged because you were judged so much as a child by your parent. Nobody can reject me because I give no one that permission. Have a list and read it every day out loud. Say it out loud so you can hear yourself say it. This one's really good. I do this with my clients. Get a picture of yourself when you're younger and speak to that younger you and tell that younger you, you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are good enough. Everything you desire is achievable, attainable, and you are capable. Like really connect to this younger part of you and speak to that younger you in the loving, nurturing voice that they deserved, and it's not too late to reparent yourself. Every single day. Do this in the morning when you're in a naturally theta brainwave state so you can get that deeper part of your mind and really feel this in your heart so you're aligning your heart and your mind and body together. This is powerful stuff. Number 4, reconnect to your intuition. So you probably, again, feel very indecisive. You're always second guessing yourself. So start to learn what a yes and a no feels like in your body. You'll notice like a yes, you will lean more forward, a no, you'll lean more back, or you'll feel like tightness in your throat and your heart for a no, and more like spaciousness in your body for a yes. So just practicing with things that you know are for sure a yes and for sure a no. Like my name is Megan. Is my name Megan? What does a yes feel like? Is my name Bob? Oh, like I just feel that constriction right in my throat. So I'll start to feel really what a yes and a no is, and really working and practicing with your intuition and trusting that. This will take some time to build up. So again, it's daily work, but it gets to be fun. Number 5, emotional intelligence. Just like with intuition, this one takes time to connect with yourself because we get super disconnected with our bodies because we're so trying to focus outside of ourselves when we're raised by a narcissistic parent. So with emotional intelligence, really just taking the time to like feel, what am I feeling right now? Okay, I'm feeling frustrated. What am I feeling right now? I'm feeling angry. Okay, what am I feeling right now? Sad. Label the emotion, because when you label the emotion, it takes you out from the back part of your mind to the front part of your mind so that your body can process that emotion so you don't get stuck in there. And Harvard research really shows that our body will process emotions naturally within 90 seconds. So let yourself feel very sad, very mad, the very emotions that you were told you can't feel when you were younger, and just know your body will process that naturally, 90 seconds to about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna get into just a couple spiritual ones here. Soul retrieval, call all parts of you back. Calling all parts of me because you turned off parts of you. You turned off your voice, you turned off your confidence, you turned off your intuition, you turned off dreams, desires because you were told, no, those are stupid, don't do those, you can't do those. So calling back, turning back on all parts of me to align to this very moment of my true authentic self. So just say that declaration when you're doing your mirror work in the morning, calling back all parts of me, turning back on all my gifts, all my talents, all my dreams, all my desires. Aligning to my highest authentic version of myself now. You can say it in your own words, you can repeat what I just said, but turning back on all parts of you, calling back all parts of you, retrieve and feel your DNA, your cells aliven and reawaken what's been lying dormant within you. Energetic cord cutting, feeling where your narcissist parent like plugged their energy into you, like where they're taking your power from you in your chakras, in your heart, in your third eye, in your mind, like energetically cutting those cords, pulling them out. Like if you really allow yourself to visualize and feel into this, you'll like feel it and like pulling it out like it's like a socket, like a plug. No. Any power that is being taken, harvest, siphoned from me is now null and void. Any contracts and agreements, because you might have made agreements when you're younger. You're like, yes, yes, I will people please. I will do what you say, unknowingly, unintentionally, null and void. Pull them out, see them being released and cleared, and like using your words and declaring it is super, super powerful too. And these aren't things that you're just gonna do once. Like anytime you feel like, they want me to do something, because still, even as an adult, you like feel like that 5-year-old kid that is being controlled and told what to do by your parent. It's like, take a moment, pause, and even say, null and void, no more, I'm not available. And this is boundary setting, but energetic boundary setting, which is just as powerful and important as verbal boundaries. And sometimes we can't even do verbal boundaries with narcissists because they don't hear us and they don't integrate it. So it's like, setting your energy field around them, like whatever judgments, criticisms, they just bounce off me, return to sender. They have zero impact on me, because we would take in and absorb like a sponge what our parents would say as our truths. No more. You're not available for that anymore. Cut those cords. Visualize and see cord cutting. I also have a very powerful narcissist healing from a narcissist meditation that takes you through a lot of these processes as well to utilize. That is a guided experience, because I'm telling you the foundation and how to. But sometimes it's just easier to hit play and let someone guide us through it. All right, now what to practice. Practice saying no. You might need to practice with a pillow, with a friend, with yourself in the mirror. No. No. No, I'm not available for that. Saying no to the things you want to say no to. Another boundary setting, to not be available, to always be at their constant need when they need you to be. I mean, I moved away. I moved away as soon as I could when I was 17 years old. And I'm not saying this is like a strategy for everybody, because some people can't move away. But honestly, it made me grow so much as a person to get away from that codependent relationship and to discover myself. If it's available to you, I highly recommend it. It's very freeing, to be honest. And I just know if I was in the same city as narcissistic people, it would have a very detrimental impact on my healing journey personally. So if you're in your power to set those verbal boundaries, kudos to you. Because I'm away, if I get a phone call, it's kind of like, yeah, like I'll set the phone down. It's like, I'm just like not available. The narcissists won't hear that. They won't understand that. So it's just like my actions separate me from them. Also, practicing being in the present moment. You're probably really riddled with anxiety and always on edge. So really practicing like, I'm safe in this present moment right here, right now. To go deeper, to really clear childhood events and the after effects that being raised by a narcissist really shapes us. Check out the link in the description below about clinical hypnotherapy. It's very powerful to free yourself from the hold and the grip that it feels like a narcissistic parent has, and the imprints and the roots and the conditioning that they program. You can unprogram that. You can uncondition that. You can decondition your mind, your heart, your body from that. You can unlearn all the behaviors, rewrite the subconscious narratives in your mind, instead of it taking quite a long time when we're doing this on our own, because especially if this is newer work and understanding and working with ourselves, having someone guide you through it will just get you that bounce back so much quicker. Coming from someone who's been through the ringer myself and now has the knowledge, the education, the expertise to support you to go from anxious, people pleaser, codependent, anxious attachment style, putting others' needs ahead of them, fearful, always on edge, low self-confidence, lack of self-belief, easily manipulated by others, to confident, bold, courageous, in their power, going after what they want in life, connected to their heart, their dreams, and their desires, knowing they're capable, letting go of the toxic people, freeing themselves. I help you close that gap. If you feel that insecure, anxious attachment style in relationships where you're always scared, worried that they're gonna leave you, scared to be your real self because, oh, what if they don't like me and then they leave me? Check out this video on how to naturally overcome anxious attachment style. And lastly, the narcissists, they didn't break you. They're breaking you open, because this self-discovery, this connection to yourself you're going to establish and create, the post-traumatic growth you get to experience, the power you get to call back and feel, because it was taken from you, you'll really know what it feels like and be so much stronger, resilient, unstoppable because of it. Protect your peace. Your peace is your power, and narcissists are always going to try and take your power and take your peace. Your peace is you confident in who you are. Your peace is not letting judgments, criticisms from the words that they say or how they tell you to live your life impact you. It's like, no, one ear out the other. Peace is being in the present moment. Your peace is loving yourself, giving and feeling love from those who can give it to you. Make notes, rewatch this video, really integrate it. Knowledge is great, but unless you integrate it, embody it, it's this kind of knowledge that you know, and you really want to integrate these insights because they will be so supportive in your healing journey, your recovery journey from being raised, being around, being in an environment of narcissistic parents. So much love to you. I'm so passionate about this. The peace and the power that you get when you start your healing journey and let go, rewrite these subconscious narratives, imprints, conditioning that you were raised in, and undo it all so that you become your true authentic self. It's the most freeing, incredible feeling ever. You got this.